So the next RB Battles badge has become available. This time around it's in the Islands game, and if you've not played this game before, stick around and watch this video to the very end. I'm going to be giving a full guide on what you need to do to get each and everything. If you played the game before, then you probably don't need this guide, or if you're just looking for the tomato and the bread, then you can skip towards the end of the video where I'm going to show you that. Right, let's get into it. So first off, the best thing you want to do is go into servers, and at the moment you can create a free private server. So just go ahead and create the private server, give it a name, doesn't matter what you call it. I'm going to call mine For the Win, and just get now and configure. Click generate and click save. That's it for the server. Now you can just scroll down a little bit and join your own server. So it just means that you're not going to have other people in your way messing about when you're trying to get what you want to get for this badge. So once you come into the game, you're going to get a little pop-up here that says an Islands update. Roblox Battles or Roblox Battles Villager is waiting at your portal. Compete his item scavenger hunt for a limited edition trophy. So that's what we need to do to get the badge, and as it tells you here, we've got private servers available. So straight off over there is the guy that we need to get to, and there's a few things we need to do along the way to get it. As you can see, it's a very similar game to Minecraft, but we'll go through it anyway. Just equip your axe and start cutting trees down, and every time you cut a tree down, you're going to end up with a sapling. So just replant the tree and make sure you give it a little bit of space, because otherwise it won't grow. There's a berry bush over here, just harvest that, come along and grab your axe again and cut the next tree down. Again, plant your sapling. As I say, this is going to be an absolute full guide, everything you need to know, so just stick with it. It will be quite lengthy, but we'll get there in the end. So let's grab the hoe, or the plow rather, and we're going to harvest this wheat. And these trees and this wheat, every time you get an opportunity to harvest it and replant the wheat seeds, then do so, because you're going to need quite a lot, and they grow quite quickly, but you don't want to be sort of standing around waiting. So we're just going to come over to the workbench here, because it's telling us to do this, and craft a pickaxe. So F to open that, and it says we need 8 wood. 3 wood, we've got 8, so we're good to go with that. We've now got ourselves a pickaxe which we can use to hit rock and so forth. I'm just going to clear this grass so that the area is a little bit more clear, and basically what we need to do is build a bridge over to that guy. So I'm just going to like carve up some grass here. As I say, very similar to Minecraft, where you just collect blocks and you can build stuff with the blocks. So not a problem. You don't really need that big an island to complete everything that you need to do. You get away with pretty much the basic island that we start with. So I think we need about 15 in total, so we'll just keep going, carving up the grass. Okay, so once you've got the grass, just come on over, make sure you select the block. You can do that with the mouse or with the keypad, really doesn't matter. Just build yourself a little bridge all the way over to the middle section. And again, we've got a tree here, so we'll take that while we're here. And I'm actually going to plant that sapling back on my main island. I'm just going to take the pickaxe. I'm going to take this iron ore here. If I can make sure I get the pickaxe and not the plow. In fact, change plan. I think I'm going to plant my tree here. So just make sure you got space. We will need to build a few more things on that island over there. So we'll do that in a moment. So we will leave a little bit of space rather over there. We need to build a few workbenches and so forth as we carry on later. Okay, so the basics are done and we're over to the villager. So just click on it and it's going to tell you exactly what we need. We need stone, 5 stone, 5 fish, 2 bread, 10 slime balls, 5 coral, and 1 tomato. So most of these are quite easy to get. The only thing we're going to actually have to sort of build anything for is the bread. So first off, what we'll do, we'll go and focus on the workbench and just get that bit sorted, because this is going to unlock the new recipes. So we do have enough to build that. 2 iron ore, as you see, and wood. Incidentally, you're going to need about 20 to 25 iron ore, and in total you'll need about 15 stone. So we will actually focus on that in a moment, but for now let's go ahead and create the basic workbench. I'm just going to pop it right here next to this, save a little bit of space, and we should be able to build a fishing rod now. Now you see we need 10 wood for that. So I'm just going to go around quickly and cut all the trees down and then replant them, and that should give us what we need. Alright, so we should have enough for the fishing rod now, which we do. As you see, we need 20 for the wooden sword. So you do have a choice. If you want to get the fishing rod first, go for that. If you want to get the sword first, go for that. Also, keep remembering to harvest. I will keep reminding you, but yeah, let's just keep harvesting these. And we're going to replant. So we've got our wheat seeds. Just make sure you do that all the time. I'm just going to plow another little space here and there for later. Looking good. Right, so we will take the cherries as well, or the berries rather, while we're here. And now we're going to head into the main area. So once you come into the main area, just head down here and to the left, and we're going to focus on the fishing first. So over to the lake, and you want to be quite close to the fish. Make sure it's not on the other side of the lake. Just hold your left mouse. Oops. You do actually have to aim your guy in the right direction, and if the fish senses it, it'll start swimming towards it. Doesn't come towards it straight away. Just bring your rod out and move around and get a bit closer. And what we're looking for is some bubbles popping up on the fish's face. So this one doesn't seem to be biting, if I'm honest. I think I'll just recast. You will get the bubbles pop up pretty quick. If you hold the mouse down, you'll throw the rod further, or rather throw the float further. So that one didn't bite. Sometimes it happens. It's going to swing round to this one here. He's hungry. And we got ourselves a first fish. I guess there's a few glitches on them. It's not perfect, but we do only need 5. And it may be that you don't get the right fish. Sometimes I have seen people like collected 5 or 6 fish, and they go back to the guy and it's not the right fish. So it's not a big deal. Just come back here and fish a few more and you'll eventually get the right fish. So there's 2, I think. This one looks hungry as well. Yep. It's a pretty easy one, this one. Not too difficult. It is definitely more easy if you've got yourself a private server, though. I mean, imagine trying to do this with 20, 30 people. I think it's 15 on these servers, but it can be pretty chaotic. So it is really better just to have your own private server. Right, so I think we've got what we need. We'll just check. Debatable. Looks like we've got 5. Possibly get one more just for good luck. Bubbles. And we're good to go. So, right. That's the fish complete. So the next thing we want to do, because we can get it while we're here, we're going to dive in and get the coral. So just dive straight into the lake. And these are the type of things you're looking for here. You're going to need to equip your pickaxe for it. And we need 5 of these. It doesn't matter what colour they are. They can be any colour. Wow, I'm not entirely sure what that is. I think we'll have some of that. Oh, it's going to take forever to carve. I'm going to go for that. So that's 3 coral. Don't forget you've got a run button on this, so it makes him swim a lot faster as well. Which is the left shift key. Don't think that's coral. Yes, it was. Okay. So I think we've pretty much got the coral we need. We'll just take one more pink just to be sure. And that's it. It's pretty easy, pretty quick, that one. Not a problem at all. And now, if we go back, we should actually have enough wood to create the sword. So we're just going to go out of the lake, and it will guide you round if you don't know the game. Just going to head straight back up to the castle. And before we do, I'm going to show you this here, because we're going to need to buy some seeds to grow the tomato, and they cost 250 coins. So what we're going to do is sell a few items, such as the wheat, some of the wood, maybe some iron, or possibly some stone, and maybe some coal. But that's essentially why we keep replenishing the wheat and the wood. We will use that to make stuff, but we can also use it to sell stuff here to buy the tomato seeds later. So for now, we're just going to head back to our island area. Okay, so now I'm back on the island. I'm going to harvest all the wheat, and I'm going to replant the seeds for those. And then I'm going to go around and cut all the trees down and replant those. I do that every time I come back to the island, because it just means you're going to have a lot of resources and you don't need to stand around waiting as much. And we've now got the 20 wood we need for the sword. So we'll go ahead and craft that. And that's it. We're going to be able to use that to get ourselves the slime. So we're just going to head straight back into the main area. And when we come into the main area, we're just going to head round to the left here and straight through this little portal next to the adventurer dude. Pretty cool. And really, you want to just go for the green ones. You only need 10, and they do hit back. So the green ones are the weakest. As you can see, they do hit back. Probably try and just take one out at a time. I have been in here and got kind of beasted by the multicoloured ones. Mostly the pink and the blue, they're pretty tough, but they respawn pretty quick. You can't hold the mouse button down either. You do have to actually target the green slime and click the mouse to kill him. So just bear that in mind. Incidentally, if you die, you will just respawn back on your island, so you can just come straight back in. Let's have a look. So it looks like we've got 7 so far. We've got 3 on us. We're pretty hardcore here. We may die. Okay, might be okay. But yeah, just keep grinding away. Keep coming back in if you die. There's no point in trying to get shields or any of that, you know. So there we go, we died, but we got the 10 slime. And again, since we're back on the island, we're just going to go around and we're going to crop everything and replant it all before we create our next item. We've got our slime, we've got our coral, we've got our fish. The next thing we're going to focus on is the bread and the tomato. So the first thing we're going to do is craft a campfire. Let's just go ahead, and you should have enough wood to create a campfire. I kind of put it just in the middle. It doesn't really matter where you're going to put it. If just take a quick look in here, we've got a couple of iron ore already and a little bit of wood. So what we're going to need here is a total of 20 iron and a heck of a lot of coal to burn it away. So we're just going to go back into the main area. And when we come into the main area, if we just head straight and through the area at the back, sort of to the side of the windmill, you're going to find everything you need here. You've got stone, these are iron ore, these are the stone, and this is the coal. If you just equip your pickaxe, you're going to be able to grab all the resources. But I would say at this point, it's worth coming into this little area here and just having a word with this character to see if you can sell your crops. Now, what the best thing to sell is wheat, because it's worth the most. I know you're going to need it for the bread, but it does just keep growing. So as you can see, we can make 125 there, and we need a total of 250. So what else I'm going to sell here is for the blocks guy, and I should be able to sell, I'm going to sell all my stone because I'm just about to collect some anyway. So 38 coins worth of stone. That's pretty good. And also I'm going to sell all my wood. I've got 20 of those because that's not too difficult to collect as well. So you can see I've already got 183, which is pretty close to the 250 we need. Now what I would say now is you've got a choice of either just going around and collecting as much of this as you need to sell, either the stone, iron ore, or rather just the iron and the coal, or you can keep going back and getting more wheat. But what you want to do is get to a point where you've got enough cash to buy the tomatoes, and you're also going to need around 10 or 15 coal on top of that, and you're also going to need 20 to 25 iron, and also I think it's about 15 stone. So just spend a bit of time, go around, collect everything you need, sell it all, and then make sure you've got enough ore, coal and stone for the next stage, and then head back to your island. So just to reiterate before we head back to the island, make sure you buy the seed for the tomato, and make sure that when you're selling stuff, you don't sell any of the items that you need to keep, like the fish, coral or the stone. Okay, so now back on the island, the first thing you want to do is plant your tomato seeds, simply because this thing takes quite a while. Also make sure, again, once you've planted your tomato seed, that you go around and cut down all your trees and collect all your wood and harvest all your wheat and get the berry again, especially because the next process is quite a slow process. So they'll have a time or a chance to grow while you're doing the next thing. The next thing we're going to focus on is smelting ourselves some iron ore. So go ahead and jump up to the campfire, and you're going to need the coal and the iron for this, or rather the iron ore, which is going to smelt into iron. This is a really slow process, and at this point you have two choices. You can just smelt all 20 on the campfire, or you can do 10 and then build a small furnace and then smelt the next 10, which will make the process a little bit quicker. It really doesn't matter, but for me, I'm just going to sit here now and I'm going to smelt all 20 that I need, and then I'm going to do the next thing thereafter. One other little tip I'll give for this last process, because it's quite lengthy, is you can keep jumping out and chopping your trees down and keep planting them, because we're going to need a total of 40 wood, and that'll actually keep going while you're not at the fire, so you haven't actually got to sit at the fire while it's going. So at this point you're pretty much on the home straight, providing you've got the 20 iron and 40 wood. You can come over to crafting table, and there's two things that we need to craft now. We need to craft a cooking table and a small furnace, so just go ahead and craft both of those. And if for some reason they don't pop up on the bottom, then they're going to be in here, so just change that around. And we're going to place them wherever there needs to be. It doesn't matter, you're only going to use them quickly. We'll just put our cooking table there, and I think I'm going to put my furnace over there. Brilliant. Right, so cooking table, first off, what we need to create is dough. So as you can see right here, and we need one dough for each bread. So just go ahead and craft 2 of those. And then the final thing is going to be to make the bread. You can already see the tomato on the side there. We're going to use a little bit of wood to burn this, so just make sure you get the dough, which is down here. Stick them both in and put a bit of wood in, burn that fire, and that's just going to do its thing, and eventually they'll pop up as bread. So there we go, bread's popped up. Just take it out of the oven, or out of the furnace rather. And finally, there's the tomato. So we're going to harvest that. And the reason we've got that now is because basically it took so long to smelt the iron ore, and we planted the seed beforehand. So that should be everything we need to do. We just go over to the dude and double check everything's in the bag. We can click redeem, and you'll see it pop up in the bottom. You've got the badge, and the guy disappears. Congratulations, you've got the island badge. Only a few more to go, and we can face off against the main boss. So there we have it. Really hope this guide's been really helpful for you. If you've never played this game before, you should now have everything you need and have got the badge. If it has been helpful, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're going to have tons more Roblox videos coming up. Keep having fun, and bye for now.